So guys, I'm back with another review video here. This review video is going to be centered around the Kingdoms of Ruin, episode 1. So let's dive into it. Yeah, what an interesting, very interesting first episode, opening episode. I kept hearing great things about this anime, and I was just like, look, like, let me just like dive into it, and just like bam, like that. Just the first 30 seconds even caught my attention, roughly minute and a half, to be honest. And like, yeah, like the show's centered around Adonis, and it talks about like, God creating, human beings, and I want to say witches, if I remember correctly, and like they got along, but then humans just like, humans being humans, right? They just like decided to shun the witches or whatever. I don't know, maybe it was a witch that did something wrong to a human, and they basically did wrong back to them. I don't know, but what I'm perceiving the show to be is that humans, even back then, before we move forward in the show, is that they just literally just started to take witches out. And yeah, it just became just like really interesting from there. And then, like I said, the show is about Adonis, who he's an apprentice to Chloe, and she just like raises him, and he's trying to learn magic, but she's holding him back. He's upset that she's been holding him back from fighting alongside her, but at the same time, like from this first episode, they seem to have a bond with each other. They definitely, even way later in the episode, they talk about how they met for the first time and stuff like that, and she just raised him from that point, or just like she just took care of him. I shouldn't say raised, but she took care of him. And yeah, it was just an interesting dynamic that she's a witch, and she talks to and looks after and tends to Adonis. I want to say as like her little brother, even though she calls him her apprentice. But with that's when we get the fact that the king of the city that they're residing in goes after them. They find their location. I even like the fact that Adonis has a smartphone, and he's like, look, we have a way to be able to really track where we're at, while Chloe, she literally is old school. She uses the map, right, to be able to really see where she's going, how she's out, see where they're going, how they're moving and flowing, right. But with that, they do end up getting captured by by the humans' satellite, and taken straight to the king, because he was doing this grandiose announcement, discussion, conversation with the people, and it was broadcast throughout the entire city. And there was a reason why he was doing this, right? He was just like, he brought Adonis and Chloe to them, and yeah, there's a reason why. Chloe looks to use her magic, her ice magic, and which is dope, by the way, right? And yeah, Adonis even tries to help, but he gets taken down by security, basically. And yeah, Chloe's like, look, stop messing with my apprentice, or y'all gonna get taken out. He has a safe space with me, this place we call home, this, that, and the third. But then that's when we found out that they have this magic nullifying machine that shuts her magic off. She can use it for just a brief second, and then it just her magic just dissipates. But then that's when King I want to say is Goeth or Gaeth or Geth. I want to say they pronounce it Geth in Japanese, if I remember correctly. But he just says like, look at you, without your magic, you're just a normal woman. And yeah, Adonis has the watch. It's just like, man, like I kind of knew what was getting ready to happen, past halfway to the point of this episode, and just like, man, like, yeah, it's just like, yo, like Adonis watches, and it's crazy that they literally are trying to they literally try to tell each other that they love each other way at the beginning of the episode, roughly 5 minutes into the episode before they get captured, taken to in front of the king, in front of the audience. But then, that's when the king comes up to Chloe and pretty much takes her out before she could even tell, Adonis that she loves him. One last word that he could probably, the last words that he would basically hear from her. And yeah. And then there's a time jump. 10 years later, there's other witches in these cells. Daroka is the main focus, but she steps in for her friend. Like, it's just like crazy, like how I'm like, okay, Daroka seems to be somebody of importance here in the episode. And they call out number 218. She switches places, goes in front of the warden. I think his name was Papol or something like that. And yeah, it's crazy. He decides to take a selfie with her while she's got the little chain around her neck, but then she bites his finger and she runs out. She steals his phone, and she even like copied his voice, I guess, like try to sound like him to be able to allow the the phone to authenticate it and then free the other witches that are locked up. But then when she gets to the door, the golden door, which I did think that it was her escaping, but it wasn't. Get to this main spot and it's like boom, there's this gigantic locked down mummified joint that opens up because they stop her from getting any further, and it opens up and it's like boom, your boy Adonis is behind it. And that's the end of the episode. But it's just like, dude, like this first episode was crazy, was bananas because of everything that occurred here in this episode. And it was pretty straightforward, just about the humans, about the witches, and I'm curious and wonder like what's really going to happen with but Adonis, even with how he was sitting there mummified up, and he it was like he saw red as soon as he opened his eyes, right? And yeah, I'm looking forward to episode 2 because is he going to attack Daroka? Is what's going to happen? I feel like he's going to save her. But yeah, first episode caught my attention. I'm looking forward to episode 2. I can't wait because yeah, stuff went down so crazy in this episode, opening to ending. Just like, man, I'm looking forward. It just really just caught my attention. But if you saw episode 1 at least, what did y'all think of it? Because I'm probably gonna watch episode 2 at some point soon enough and then do my review for episode 2. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. Let's talk about some things, and remember to stay safe and stay humble. I'll let y'all later, guys. Peace.